But my first guest, I am just so excited to have on the show. He has taken the world by storm with his viral videos. I know that you've seen his videos floating around Facebook. They are hilarious, they are poignant, they are hilariously brilliant. And he's taking his show on the road, and he's going to be performing right here in Providence at the Columbus Theater on August 13th. I can't believe that we have Randy Rainbow on the show today.
Oh my God.
Hi, Randy. How are you?
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Oh my gosh. I'm a huge fan. My mother is in love with you. I mean, everyone I know.
Mother, love me.
Do mothers love you? Is that what you get a lot?
The nice Jewish way. What's not to love?
Exactly. What is not to love?
You know.
So obviously your Trump-related musical parodies and videos have really put you on the map. But you were doing this long before Trump ever came around as a political figure. So let's talk a little bit about how you got started doing this, the kind of musical parody video thing. How did you first get inspired to do that?
It kind of had a progression. I mean, I started doing videos, comedic videos, kind of covering the hot topic, whatever was on everyone's Facebook newsfeed at the time. And they weren't musical. My first breakout video was called Randy Rainbow is Dating Mel Gibson. I don't know if you remember that old chestnut.
Mm-hmm.
That was about 6-7 years ago. That was when those horrible voicemails that he
Yes.
and those racist, anti-Semitic rants that he went on. And I would go around my apartment having romantic phone conversations to them. Whole series of Randy Rainbow dating Mel Gibson. So it started with just sort of what was the hot topic, and I kind of stayed on that path. That then led to a stint on BroadwayWorld.com, which I'm sure you're aware of.
Very.
I would do some comedic videos for them and cover the new theater news. And so that, having a musical theater background, it was just sort of a natural thing to deliver that type of news with musical parodies. So eventually, somehow, they kind of melded together, and now I'm doing political musical satire somehow, and it kind of works, I guess.
Oh, it totally works.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it does. It's surprising, but it's apparently it does.
oh, well, let's talk about that for a second. So when this whole Trump phenomenon happened, you obviously, you jumped right on board. You were doing these sort of mock interviews, which were hilarious, and then you started making the musical parodies, and you're definitely in this space of political satire. So how did you make that crossover? Was that something that you were always interested in, or did Trump just pull that out of you?
It's just, well, I think anyone doing comedy right now is going into that territory because, first of all, what else is everyone talking about? And secondly, that's just where we need the most humor. I think that's where it's most needed because everyone is at their wit's end. Everyone's pinned against one another, and comedy is very unifying. So, but yeah, from a comedic standpoint, it would be silly not to go after this administration. Also, I credit myself with having some common sense. So, like a lot of people, I'm up in arms over what I'm seeing on a daily basis. So, I'm glad that I can have a voice and sort of react to it in the way that I do.
Absolutely. And if you go to YouTube, let's say, and you look at the comments under the videos, you see a lot of people actually thanking you for giving them a sort of irreverence to this situation that's going on that is really upsetting people. People are afraid, people are angry, people feel out of control, and to be able to kind of sit there for 3 or 4 minutes and laugh about it is really something that people need. And it's sort of a win-win because here you are, you're just doing your thing, but you're winning over all these people in such a positive way. It's kind of incredible. Did you expect that to happen?
Well, it's no surprise to me that comedy is healing, and it's how important it is. I think some people aren't really, it doesn't really always get the credit that it deserves, but comedy is medicine. It's absolutely necessary. But to the level that it's happening, that people are thanking me, and at the live shows that I'm doing, that people are so thankful and so grateful for my getting them through a rough time. That's beautiful to me. That's such a perk. I mean, to say the very least of what I do. And again, I think it just speaks to how important humor is and how important it is to laugh at this stuff, especially times like these when everyone's
scared to death.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, when you started doing these videos based on Donald Trump and the craziness that was going on, this skyrocketed your visibility. And I think that your opinion of Donald Trump is very blatant, but do you kind of secretly like thank the universe that Donald Trump happened? Because it's like made you famous in a lot of ways.
Yeah, terrible for our country, but great for my career.
I know.
Should probably focus a little bit more on that, everybody. You know, country first. I never wished for this to happen.
Right.
I really didn't. I mean, things started going great right when, even before the election happened. So I could tell that, you know, if things had gone the way that they ended up going, that I would have ended up with a lot of material, which is what happened. But I really never wished for it.
Yeah.
Because it's just so absurd a notion. So, but now that it's happened, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't grateful for the material.
Well, yes, it is an endless amount of, you know, inspiration for comedy on a daily basis.
Anyway.
Okay, so like, talk me through the process. How do you kind of decide which song, let's say in a song parody situation, which song you want to parody, what subject matter you are going to target? How does the process work? Does the song come first? You know, before he cheats, that's going to be perfect. Before he tweets, you know, which comes first, and how does that process go?
It's kind of a case-to-case basis. That particular one, before he tweets, was one that I kind of had cooking for a while. That was kind of on the burner. Because that's going to be relevant for some time. You know, that's always going to be an issue, shall we say. But if it's something that happens, say, on a Friday, it's easy to find to know what's trending and what everyone's talking about. So if, like, for instance, Scaramucci was the last video, I knew that was where the money was.
I mean, hold on, I have to interject because this is crazy. It was like Anthony Scaramucci fired next day.
Yeah. New
musical parody. I don't even know, that's like, it's insane. I don't even know how that happened.
Wow. little director's commentary for you. That video originally had a different ending.
I see.
So it was going to be just a tribute to Scaramucci throughout, and I was halfway through editing it when 10 days into, you know, his little run there, he was fired. Breaking news as I was finishing the video. So I got into hair and makeup, jumped in front of my green screen, and just shot out a new ending and rushed to edit it and release it that night.
I love it. That is amazing.
Yeah, with this, they keep me working. This administration.
Oh yeah, they're keeping you busy. It's like when you think it could not get any more ridiculous, something else happens.
It's great. It really is too much.
So you're actually, okay, so let's talk about the technical side of this. Are you collaborating with anyone, or are you literally like, I'm going to set up my green screen, record myself, edit myself, write it myself? I mean, is that how this goes?
Yeah, it's a one-man band right now. It's completely me and my cat in my little apartment. It's a studio. It's my actual studio apartment that I do it out of. I have a green screen that takes up my entire living room. And it's just me.
That is amazing. Did you have any kind of technical training in like video editing, or did you just teach yourself?
Not at all. I'm actually not by nature a technically savvy person, and that's my least favorite part of it. Mm-hmm. I love editing because I love the putting a puzzle together sort of thing. That's fun, but the actual computer stuff is not something that comes natural to me, and I am longing for the day, and hopefully we're close to that, when I can have someone sort of lend a hand at least in that aspect.
You don't have people knocking down your door to help you? Do you have people knocking down your door to like help you and get involved?
I do. Well, I say that, but then I'm such a control freak that I
Yeah.
don't want anyone to touch anything. So I can't have it all.
I guess.
Yeah.
So you have so many amazing videos. I'm kind of just out of my own like curiosity. Is there one that is sort of a favorite of yours? Because I definitely have some favorites.
Well, they're all so good.
They are also good.
I don't know. What are your favorites?
I love.
Braggadocious will always have a special place in my heart because that was the one that really sort of.
Yeah,
I mean, that's 31 million on Facebook, so that kind of took it to the next level. So.
Yeah, that was an amazing one. I love Unpopular.
Okay, yeah, that's a favorite.
The spoof of Popular from Wicked.
I heard from. This is the craziness, is that I do all this stuff in my little apartment in Queens. I release a parody from Wicked, and by the next day I had heard from Kristen Chenoweth, Stephen Schwartz, and Gregory Maguire, who wrote the novel Wicked, which inspired the musical, all thanking me and saying that they loved it.
It's perfect.
I mean, for a show queen, from way back, that's pretty thrilling.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everyone from that world, everyone who is a musical theater fan, I mean, it is just so amazing to see these parodies. You know, In the Room Where It Happened parody from Hamilton, in all these great, musical theater songs, and then you just come in with this clever writing that is just so perfect. And it doesn't surprise me at all that these people are coming out and saying how much they enjoy it.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm a musical theater fan first and foremost, so, I've kind of found a way to slip in my commentary and, interject my political views a little bit. So I think it's sort of like a spoonful of sugar. If you can deliver that with some musical theater, I think it's easier for people to take in and relate to.
Absolutely. I agree. So has this sort of notoriety opened up any opportunities for you from a working point of view? Like, has somebody, have you had like job opportunities or performance opportunities open up because they were like, hey, you're Randy Rainbow from these videos I saw on Facebook? Oh, someone is, sorry, excuse me. I don't know what's that. I know, it's that. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's happening.
Yes, professionally, it's great. I mean, we're kind of, everything is in sort of a developmental phase, but I'm developing sort of a live theater show with some fancy New York theater people, talking to a lot of production companies and some networks. I'll be doing some things with Comedy Central. So lots of professional opportunities have arisen. I'm happy to say. It's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think you completely deserve those opportunities. Is there one thing that is sort of your dream job out there?
Well, I think my ultimate goal, I would love to develop more. I'm touring now, but the goal is to have a more fleshed out stage production that will hopefully have a New York run. That would be thrilling for me. I would really love to take what I'm doing now to television in some way and develop it for like a Netflix or something cool like that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That's high up on the list there.
Oh my God, I hope that happens. Okay, so let's talk about your live show because you're coming to Providence. This is amazing. What can we expect to see at your live show? Do you have like background dancers? Is it just you? Is it like a one-man show? Like, talk us through this.
It's just me now. Like it's kind of it's kind of a look back at. I know we're going to the theater to forget our troubles, but I always say I think we should face them head on. So I bring along some clips of my most important journalistic moments throughout the year. So I'm showing some of my interviews and singing a lot of the songs live. About 7 to 10 songs I sing live. And then we do, there's some audience participation stuff, some Q&A, and then there's a meet and greet. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of like a Barbara Walters special with music.
I love it. I love that. Okay, one other question.
Yes.
We've talked a lot about the positive reaction that you've gotten from doing these kinds of videos. But have you had any backlash from your kind of political stance or any other sort of opinion that you've put out there?
Well, certainly, if you put yourself out there in any way, you're going to get backlash in this day and age. There's lots of trolls out there, so I definitely hear from my fair share of trolls. But I would say it's surprising how much hate mail I don't get.
Good.
From people, even people from the other side, who don't share my views or what they think my views are. I will say constantly, I don't share your views, I'm not gay, I'm not like you in any way, I don't believe in this or that, but I love your videos. And again, that is a testament to the importance of comedy and musical theater.
Absolutely.
And how unifying they are.
Yes. Oh, that is awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. So,
Yeah.
August 13th at the Columbus Theater, there are 2 performances that you're going to be doing. The 7 o'clock show, sold out, guys. Already.
It's out, really?
Yes.
Good.
9 p.m. show. There are still some tickets available. Go online right now and get them. Randy, you are so talented and brilliant and fantastic. Keep doing the amazing work that you're doing. And thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you, Ava. Thank you so much for having me. It was fun.